Howdy, howdy. It's the Piggy Bank
Piggy bank.
podcast. This, of course, is our casual gaming podcast, but we're missing one of our usual members. Usually, me, Tavin, and Connor all come together and we shoot the shit about what games we've been playing. We play mini games such as like draft picks. Maybe we think of I do what am I looking at, which is where you guess whatever character I'm zoomed in on Google Images, and they have to guess who they are, and I give hints and all that. But we're just gonna do that between me and Tavin, kind of how Tavin and Connor, went through without me that one week when I was in out of town, because Connor is currently out of town, so now it's just me and Tavin, and also similar to the last piggy bank where it was just me and Connor. No, that was
The one before
piggy
last.
bank
The one before last.
before last. Yeah,
It was all three of us together last week.
yeah, of course. All of our links for our socials and TikTok are in the description. You can catch us on any of your favorite podcasting platforms, any services that you use to listen to podcasts. Just search up the Piggy Bank or Two Penny Games, and we will be there. Tavin, how are you doing this week, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you so much for asking. I believe on podcast services, just to be clear, you have to search Two Penny Games Cast. Because I think it's all under the same thing, because otherwise I'd have to pay for another feed, and I'm
Gotcha. Okay, so
I'm
yeah,
not
Two
trying
Penny
to
Games
spend a lot.
Cast then.
Yeah, Two Penny Games Cast, and you can just find all of our stuff on there. So
True. It's true.
great stuff. But to answer your question, I'm doing quite well, Phil. I'm getting over my whatever weird allergy sickness that I had last week. I've been playing quite a bit of video games. Playing a lot of Final Fantasy 16. Well, I wouldn't say a lot.
Really?
I've put a couple more hours into Final Fantasy 16. I've done.
I have not put as much more time into Final Fantasy 16 as I would like. It feels like I'm coming up on the end. I'll say that.
Nice. Very good. Well, Connor did say the game is just super long. It's longer than you think, is what Connor kept feeding me. Because he was feeding me, yeah, I'm coming up on the end for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then he was like, all right, finally, I'm fucking done. But I think he also, he put it aside and went and played other stuff and got busy with life.
I'll have to talk to Connor about it, but I don't know how far from the end I really am. This feels very definitive. There have been other times where I thought maybe, but this one feels very, very close.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where else we're going after this thing I do.
Yeah. In terms of my progress, Clive has accepted the truth.
Nice.
And there was a big icon fight with just, a little U on the ground and accepting the truth, which I thought was okay. I thought it was
limit break.
I thought it was cool. Yeah, and you got the limit break stuff. Yeah. So I've gotten that. That's where I'm at right now. I have questions about where this story is going. As you know, I'm a big character guy and a big character arc, and Clive has had quite a bit of a journey in the first 20 hours of the game, emotionally, but there's things that the player knows that Clive does not, which makes me go, well, does that mean all of this character development is mute? I don't know. I'll find out as I play.
We'll see.
Also,
let's see.
But what's been eating up the majority of my playtime has been The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. After, what I was doing is I sat down and I focused. I think this has happened in the last week. I focused on finishing off Skyrim, the PS5 edition, and Power Wash Simulator, the PS5 edition, and got platinum trophies in that. So that was platinum trophy number 81 and 82 right there. Glad to I just needed those off my console. I was like, I gotta stop looking at these fucking things. They're just
Clear some space. That's me with Walking Dead right now.
They're just taking up space. I need them gone. And so I sat down and I focused and I got them out of there. I think 40 hours on Skyrim PS5. And I'll remind you, that's not the entire adventure, because I loaded up a save and got a bunch of clear 100 dungeons, read 100 books or 50 books or whatever, and get skill books and get to XYZ level, or do all these things. That's just the 40 hours I spent on PS5. The majority of that is completing the main quests you need to complete, being the main story, the companions, the Brotherhood, the Thieves Guild, etc., and doing stuff like that. That's what ate up all the fucking time. I did no side quests.
God damn.
None. Only those main quests that everybody loves and cares about. That's all I did. And I also had to run around and learn 20 shouts.
Oh, okay.
But you learn a lot through the progress of those quests. So
Spoon, our friend Spencer, I don't know if he quote tweeted you or if he replied to your tweet for the Skyrim one. It made me laugh because I guess on the screenshot for your trophies, the DLC that lets you build a house, you had like 0% in that one, and
Yes.
Spencer was like, "Homie can't build a house."
Go check my PS4 save, Spencer. That's what I have to say to that.
Dude.
Oh my god. I think my trophy progress on PS4 is like 97 something, high 90 percentages. And this is including all the DLCs and stuff. Cuz like I put hundreds of hours on the PS4 edition. PS5 40 hours, just the main shit. That's it.
Yeah.
God, that game has so much content. It's a ridiculous amount of content. Power Wash Simulator still took me about 40 hours as well. 40 something hours. Yeah. But you know, at this point, I'm a pro power washer. So I know all the tips and tricks. I know how to get it done. Yo, the final level of that thing initially took me like 2 or 3 days or whatever. It took me like 4 hours in this last
it took you that long?
Well, I mean, you know, you pick it up, you put it down, you pick it up, you put it down.
Yeah, that's fair. It probably took me 4, maybe 4 hours, 4.5.
It's a lot of stuff in that.
It is a lot. Yeah. It is a lot.
But I was also smart, and I didn't use any of my fucking stone soaps, it's just an all stone level. And so my entire playthrough, I didn't use stone soaps at all. And so I basically, with the 50 something soaps that they give you throughout the progress of the game, I basically cleared out the entire inside.
Yeah. So it's funny you say you're smart there. You obviously didn't know that the last level was all stone. You didn't plan that out.
I'm saying on my second playthrough.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the first one. I was
the first one I had like 12, and I was like, "Fuck, this is big."
Gotcha. Okay.
And had a very frustrating night getting those
the
speed trial trophies.
Oh my god, dude, those ones are frustrating.
Fuck those trophies, man. That totally ruins the point of the fucking game. I understand you want me to play it.
What did you do?
I just do the speed ones. I did the van. I did the
Van's one.
The dirt bike, but the dirt bike was the last one I got because the dirt bike has the smallest amount of time. It's like 1 minute and 10 seconds, and I kept hitting 1 minute 11 seconds, and I was getting so mad. I was like, I can't do it. I did the
how many do you have to do again?
You have to do 5.
5.
I did the motorcycle with the cab, or the sidecar rather. I did the old-fashioned car that has a bunch of like horns and mirrors on it and stuff. That one actually was pretty easy. I think I did that one on my like second attempt or something like that.
That one I think I did in my third. I think it was that one was an easy one for sure.
And then I think on my PS4 file I did the fire truck.
For the time?
Yeah. But on this one, I tried to do the fire truck when the bike was pissing me off. The dirt bike was pissing me off, so I tried the fire truck. And I could have gotten the fire truck, but I did it like 5 times, and it takes a minimum of 5 minutes every time. So I'm like, this is a lot of time.
But you said you only did the speed ones. You didn't do any like the water capacity ones?
None of the water ones.
So for me, I think on the PS4 version when I platinumed that, I did the van for both the speed and the water.
Yeah.
I did the motorcycle for time, and then the old-fashioned car for time and capacity.
Yeah, the water capacity one is I just don't like that. Like I feel like I don't have as much control. Like I can get better and faster at something, but like, you know, that's what just like, hey, click the button to make you spray infinitely, and then you just fucking draw on it and shit. And so like when it's the water capacity one, I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, I have to learn. I feel like I have to learn the appropriate nozzles for each part of the car, and then like not miss anything. And I'm like, you know, like this is just neither of these modes is how I want to play the game.
I might have. Hang on, I could be wrong. I might be wrong, and I didn't do one of the old-fashioned car. Maybe I didn't do the time one for old-fashioned car, but I did the bike for the water capacity. I think
maybe. Who knows?
But I'll have to load it up again, but I won't.
Yeah. And again, PS5 Power Wash took me way less time than the PS4 version did. 1, because I knew what I was doing, and 2, I didn't do any of the expansion stuff, even though they're promoting the fuck out of this SpongeBob stuff that they're doing right now. So
I've seen a lot of ads for it.
they're like, it's got its own trophies, like, which it's
Really?
the only one in the batch, because they've done the Tomb Raider, they've done the Final Fantasy VII, and now they've done the SpongeBob, and the SpongeBob has its own trophies.
Okay. I forgot that they did a Tomb Raider one.
Yeah, the Tomb Raider one I think came with
the
console edition of the game. And I think I did
aren't
like
they doing
one of those. I did all the Final Fantasy VII ones, which added like 10 hours.
Aren't they doing a Warhammer one?
I believe so. I think I saw that on Twitter. Something like that. Yeah, because Connor made the joke of like, oh, now I need to play.
Yeah.
For Warhammer. That's hilarious. So, yeah.
3 of us all playing together would be great.
Oh, yeah, man. Fucking Power Wash Simulator is great. I hear there's a lot of desync issues when you start having more than just 2 players in the game, but, you know, that's fine. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
We'll let Connor host and we'll just jump in and just fucking wash things down.
Right.
There's only specific modes and levels that you can have more than 2 players.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, like the campaign, you can only have 2 players.
That's lame.
I think it's like free play and maybe like those bonus jobs you can have more, but I'm still not 100% sure on that. But yeah, Power Wash Simulator has just become one of my favorite games of all time. I love that game.
Wow, dude.
I don't think it's hitting like top 10 or anything, but top 20, it's a conversation. I'd have to think about it. Which I've been thinking about. I don't know about you, because we keep our notes app filled with like all the games that we've been playing and the just all the different things that we do. And I'm sitting here and I'm wondering, I'm like, I should just build it out, right? I should go past 10. I should do like my 100 favorite games of all time or something and think about that and have that thing. But it would be such an evolving list and it would be so hard to upkeep that I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe I'll build out to 20. But, like, I probably won't do, like, 100 or anything, because that's too many games.
I would need some, like, algorithms help. You know?
Yeah. Well, we're having a great time building out a 100 games list with the Two Penny Game Club, which you can find our latest episode of the Yakuza 0 review live on the channel now. Next week... If you're watching this live on Twitch, next week we're doing Shadow of the Colossus. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on podcast services, that review launches tomorrow.
Yeah. Also, if you tuned into the Gamescast this week, if you're watching on YouTube, you learned that I'm engaged.
You are engaged. Congratulations again, my friend. Very exciting stuff.
Yep. Me and Ash are getting hitched.
Little Phil's getting married.
Tavin's gonna be my best man.
Sure. Yeah. You would ask. Well, it had been an evolving conversation in the past, but you had confirmed it through text with me, and I was like, absolutely, 100%.
Yep. Tavin's gonna be my best man, and then Connor and Fergus are gonna be standing up there with us.
Hell yeah, I love that. I got probably your brother too, right?
No, just the 3 of you.
Oh, okay, never mind. I've got to figure out a speech now, don't I?
Yep.
I probably have some time to do that.
That is part of your job.
I've got some time, so I'll figure it out. I'll find a funny story.
Next year is when we're doing it.
Is the idea? Excellent.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Well, we have a date. I'm just not sure if I want to share the date yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
At least not like publicly.
If you have a date, that usually means a location, but.
Well, yeah, that too. Like
you have a we would like it to be here date.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha. Very exciting stuff. Very excited for you, Phil. Congratulations. Very happy for you, my man. This has been a great journey that I've seen you go on. With Miss Ashley, so I'm very excited for you.
It's very true. It's very true. Me and her are, we just fit. It's great.
Great stuff.
Make me really happy. Anyway, you know what else makes me happy, Tavin?
What makes you happy, Phil?
Being here on the piggy bank and playing mini games with my friends.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Tavin, I kind of want you to go first this week.
Easy enough,
Phil.
Phil.
I would like for you to go.
I'm bringing back something that we did once or twice before in the past, but we haven't done it in a long time. I'm going to bring back a little underrated, overrated. Specifically, Dev Studios editions. This was actually a little... I've got 5 Dev Studios that I'm going to pitch to you.
Okay.
And you're simply going to say, are they underrated or overrated? You can't say properly rated if you want. You're a little bit of a bitch if you do. Have a hot take once in a while. God damn.
Like Connor?
Fucking God, man. That motherfucker. 3 or 4 properly rateds in a row.
I'm gonna
Bitch,
say again, properly rated.
have a hot take. So I'm gonna pitch it to. And what's funny is that I was actually having trouble finding 5 specific dev studios because I was like, I don't want to do like ones that like publish or ones that are like 6
Normie
dev
ones.
studios in one, like Capcom or Nintendo. Like that's 6
Right.
studios in one.
Right. If not more.
Yeah, like because they just have a blanket umbrella name for their individual studios, and so forth. So here we go. I'm gonna go with dev studio number 1. One that you have probably the least amount of interaction with on this list.
Okay.
Is that true? Yeah, that's pretty true. Sucker Punch Studios.
Ooh. I am gonna say, with I'm gonna do some little bit of a hot take here.
You.
I'm gonna say overrated.
You bastard.
Yeah.
You bastard. Explain.
Like you said, I mean this is my personal take. I don't have that much experience. Like as far as Infamous goes, never played an Infamous game. My only real experience is with the first 2 Sly games and Ghost of Tsushima.
So why are they overrated?
Well, look here. I love Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only one where I would say Sucker Punch would be properly rated. Because everyone loves that game. Sly Cooper, while I might like it, it's the weakest PlayStation mascot.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not the weakest at all. Oh my god, Sucker Punch is so underrated. They always got shortchanged on Sly. Sure, Sly 1, not the best game in the world. Sly 2 and 3 are excellent games. They're children's games from the PS2 generation, so you have to, like, set your expectations properly. But when you compare them to the competitors, obviously Ratchet & Clank is the best. Obviously. I don't think anybody is ever going to argue that. He's clearly the best.
Followed by Jak and Daxter.
No, not at all. Jak is the worst one of all time. Easily. Just a terrible, terrible pair of characters. Terrible pair of characters.
At the time, I would still include. I say at the time because now they're multi-platform. But Spyro and Crash, I would put them above Sly Cooper too.
Spyro's not going above Sly. Crash is a conversation for me. Crash clearly more popular. Crash clearly more influential. Crash influenced Sly Cooper in his first outing. So it's a little harder to say. But in terms of his own generation, I think he's clearly running second. Because Jak and Daxter 1 is an okay game. Jak 2 is one of the worst games I've ever played. And Jak 3 is fun, but who cares at this point? You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
So I think Sly 2 and Sly 3 clearly carry him above Jak and Daxter. Like, incredibly. Spyro game, you've played one Spyro game, you've played them all. And it's just a matter of, like, all right, which mini games are your favorite? But, like, do we love Spyro as a character? Or do we care about a story in Spyro? Like, we care about a story in a Sly Cooper game. Like, you care about that story. You care about those characters. You want things to work out in the end. And specifically, Sly 3 goes there, man. Emotionally, it goes there. And I know you don't have experience with that, so it's a bit of a blindside. But, man, especially that last level starts hitting some hearts. Pulling on some heartstrings. It's lovely stuff. The thing about Crash is just that Crash is so influential in the space and so popular in the space that it's like, all right, you could probably put him above Sly just off of his popularity alone. I like Sly more than Crash, but that that's just personal taste at that point.
Right. All right, hit me with the next dev.
And then to carry on that thought, Sucker Punch never got their credit for Sly that they deserved. Infamous is a great 2 games. Infamous 1 and 2 are phenomenal games that, again, they didn't really get the credit for. Second Son was, like, their best look, but it wasn't their best game. It was a good game, but it just wasn't their best. And then they were kind of quiet during the PS4 generation until Ghost of Tsushima. And Ghost is, like, finally some recognition is, like, how great this studio is. Even though Ghost is far from my favorite IP from them.
Oh, okay, fair enough. There's that other Infamous game, but it's not Sucker Punch, right? It's
No, all the Infamouses are under Sucker Punch.
Then what's the one I'm thinking of?
You might be thinking of First Light, where they took a side character in Second Son and made a little it was a DLC that then got its own packaging, because it was in that weird era where spin-off games were just DLCs that were successful.
Undead Nightmare.
So then they made a box for it and you could buy that insta. It was weird. It's a weird time.
Okay.
But yeah, never played First Light, or I started First Light, never finished it. But there are people who say that's the best Infamous game.
Interesting.
Which is shocking because Infamous 2 is so goddamn good. I'm excited for Ghost 2. I'm excited for the evolution of their co-op mode, because their co-op mode in Ghost 1 was so good. But it was clearly ground level. This is just an idea. Moving on. One that I think you have no experience with, actually, now that I think about it. CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, that'd be accurate. I don't think I have any experience with CD Projekt Red. I'm gonna say over.
I'm gonna agree with you. They're overrated.
Yeah. They're just Witcher, Cyberpunk. What else is Project Red?
That's really it. That's really it right now. It's just the Witcher trilogy and Cyberpunk. But the thing about CD Projekt Red that's great is the story. You know, they're an independent game dev studio from a country that does not put out games. There's not a lot of. They are Swedish, I think.
I think it's Norwegian. Yeah, let me see.
Something like that.
I think it's actually Norwegian. I think that's correct.
But there's they are the only players in that space. So it's amazing that they went from this really small studio and they put out an okay game with The Witcher 1. It's okay from what I hear. Poland. They're Polish, of course. Witcher 1, people who've played it can kind of appreciate it. From what I understand, they do some really cool story stuff. But, mechanically, Witcher 1 is lacking heavily. Witcher 2 is where they really started getting their look as really a dark and gritty and mature BioWare type studio and stuff, because it's oh man, we're gonna show titties in our sex scenes and we're gonna have character motivations past the idea of hey, I'm because in Mass Effect you run up, you flirt with a character a couple times and then you bang, and that's really the extent of that relationship. In Witcher, it's not like a relationship sim. You're not simming the relationship, but characters have realistic reactions to your choices that you make, and you will ruin relationships if you pick the wrong thing. But Witcher 2, I think, is cool. It's good, but it's a little rough around the edges, especially in its combat. It wants to be an action game, but it still relies on dice rolls, and it's just messy. It's a messy mechanically, but story, again, it's really interesting. Witcher 3 is clearly their best game. Witcher 3 is the only game that I say in their catalog is deserving of the repertoire they have, because Witcher 3 really is one of the greatest games of all time, with some of the best DLC of all time. Witcher 3 is a phenomenal game. You could just play that game alone and understand how great CD Projekt Red can be. Cyberpunk, we don't have to talk about how disastrous that launch is, but put the disastrous launch aside and just look at the game objectively, and even put the glitches and the performance issues aside, which they seem to have fixed. Cyberpunk is just an okay Fallout game. That's it. That's all I got to say about Cyberpunk. It's an all right Fallout game. It's better than some of them. It's worse than others. So it's just all right, cool. This is fine. So yeah, I agree with you. CD Projekt Red, overrated.
Yeah, hit me with the next one.
This next one's interesting. 343 Industries.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, actually.
Yeah. You kind of want to dance in between, because the internet's really mean to them. More than they deserve. Sometimes they do deserve it. But not all the time. In fact, most of the time, I would say they don't.
I'm going to say overall, I'm going to say underrated.
And again, I'm right there with you. I think
because the most of it that I think to is how much, like, I feel like they got like more flack than deserved for Halo 4.
I agree with that, but I also like Halo 4 flack came later. Like at launch, Halo 4 was beloved, and then it came later of like, hey, we don't like this, we don't like this, we don't like this.
Like, sure, I'm not the like I like the Halo 4 campaign. I don't think it's the best.
Yeah.
I'm not. I wouldn't even say I'm the biggest fan of the Halo 4 campaign, mainly because I don't really like the Didact as an antagonist.
Yeah, and the Prometheans, that's what they're called. The Prometheans are
the enemies.
They're not very good enemies to fight.
But the multiplayer for Halo 4 fucking bangs.
It bangs. It's good. I put hundreds of hours into that multiplayer.
Oh yeah,
which is rare for me.
That's good shit.
I'm talking the matchmaking, like not custom games and shit. Matchmaking.
Yeah. That's some good shit. Then I think, cause that's when they started 343.
Yeah,
with Halo.
And then they did Master
4.
Chief Collection.
I think at launch wasn't great, which I mean is known.
In terms of like finding multiplayer games, yes, but in terms of like having the content was there.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking like from a multiplayer perspective.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of still thinking from Halo 4. But the idea of having the entire Halo collection on like in one place like that, I think that was awesome.
And it was clean too.
Very
like
clean.
Those menus, the UI, it's a nice package.
Yeah, and with the addition of having all those games together, we also had Halo 2 Anniversary at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. And that, both. Oh, they also did Halo 1 Anniversary before Halo 4.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because that was a expansion for Halo Reach.
Yes. Yeah.
It was a map pack and stuff.
Yeah. I think all of these games are good. Obviously, the Master Chief Collection didn't work at launch multiplayer, and that sucks.
Right.
They've since come around and they've put out a great PC port collection. They've since added games that are not Master Chief centered, which is great. ODST,
yep.
And in Reach, which is great. It's a beautiful package. All the content is there. Even content they don't need to give us theater mode, but you have it for each individual game, and it plays the way it used to, which is also surprising. Like,
very, very cool.
It's a great package. It just didn't work at launch.
Yeah, and then we kind of fumbled the bag with Halo 5 Guardians.
Halo 5, I think multiplayer is still good in that game.
I'm not the biggest fan of like the competitive like 4v4 usual thing. I liked the big open map, huge big team objective based multiplayer. That was, I can't remember what they called it.
Couldn't tell you.
What did they call it? I gotta look it up now.
But I think Halo 5 can be summed up as clearly one of the lesser beloved games in the franchise. Clearly, and I would say deservedly so. But
Warzone.
Oh yeah, the Warzone shit was cool. That was cool. That was a weird like we're doing battle pass shit, but before battle passes.
Yeah.
Type thing. That was
weird. They said Warzone before Call of Duty.
Yeah. But yeah, that was I do have some fond memory of that. But yeah, I think Halo 5 is the like clear, but like there's still things to appreciate about Halo 5.
Sure.
Where you're like, hey, this is nice, this is cool, this is nice. I still think the gunplay is really good.
Gunplay is really good. I think the game looks really good.
Yeah. But it's just like, that campaign clearly was lacking. The co-op was not well implemented. And we were missing a lot of the key things that are Halo staples. Split screen, Forge, theater mode, all these great things that make Halo were gone. They weren't there. And that was upsetting. And overall, it's just not a very memorable game.
Yeah. And then from there we go to Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed the campaign for a lot. I liked the open world. Very empty, unfortunately.
Sure. Yeah.
I didn't.
But I
think...
felt like its map justified its amount of content. Like it's not a huge map. You know, it's not like a Breath of the Wild super sprawling map.
Sure, that's true.
You know, it's got limits to it.
I thought the story was okay. Very weird to have what we thought was going to be our big bad die off screen.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Only to be like, I think the first cutscene, we like basically get thrown off of his ship, and then he dies off screen.
Yeah,
and then we have a new big bad.
Yeah, it's very weird. Yeah, but I like that. I like that campaign. I think it's fun. I think it's got some cool ideas. I think now that it has co-op, it would be even more fun.
Grappling hook.
Yeah.
Fucking really good.
Yeah.
But what happened to that co-op?
I think Halo Infinite has arguably the best multiplayer of the entire franchise.
See, I'll agree with you, except the support for it in terms of like the maps that they're like.
Yes.
Like in the support for it in terms of maps, I think game modes.
But I would argue we only have that opinion about that game because it came out in this era. Like, and granted, you should hold games to the standard of the era they were released in. And to the standard of the era, it is not as impressive of a multiplayer outing as other things of this era. But compare it to its peers, or its other entries in the franchise, Halo Infinite stands really tall. Halo Infinite, I think, has the best gameplay in any gunplay in any Halo game. I think it's got the best gunplay, hands down. I think its weapons are unique. I don't love all of them. I miss a good shotgun. The shotgun in Infinite sucks.
I'm not a huge fan of it. I like how rapid fire it is, but that's about it. It doesn't do enough damage.
It doesn't do enough damage, but it's
got range.
It's got a good like, yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's got a good like set of game modes. It doesn't have enough game modes, but it's got a good set of game modes. It doing free to play so that everyone can always jump in all the time was great.
That is a good idea.
I think a lot of its map designs are really, really solid. So solid, in fact, that when we loaded it up this year, you know, we were playing 2-year-old maps and still having a blast on them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think that was a great play to before the campaign was like released to release the multiplayer on its own.
It was a great play. Arguably, the game should have just been delayed another year in its entirety. Arguably,
sure.
But you know, it had so much public, quote unquote, controversy and delays up front that it's hard to be like, ah, damn, I really wish you'd done that.
Do you think that the release of Splitgate had any influence on them?
No.
Putting out Halo 5 multiplayer not Halo 5, Halo Infinite multiplayer out like that?
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Because Splitgate was always a flash in the pan. We knew it playing it that it was a flash in the pan, but it was just really good. And that was a game that had developed and evolved over years. Like it didn't come out the year we played it. It was one of those like, hey, it's been out for a few years, but now it's caught traction and now it goes.
Kind of like how Among Us was.
Yeah, like that and so forth. Okay. So, you know, they say they're making a Splitgate 2. I want to play that game. I want to play Splitgate 2. I loved Splitgate. But yeah,
for that like month and a half that we like played the shit out of it, yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So I think 343 Industries gets a lot of hate. I think they're underrated. Cuz I think they've made 2 of the best Halo entries, one of the worst, and they put out the best collection with the most amazing remasters I've ever seen. So I think they get a lot of undeserved hate. Some of it is deserved. They've fumbled the ball a time or two, but in no means are they a bad studio. They're a very talented studio that makes some of the best shooters in the industry. It's just they are working with a title that plays with people's nostalgia, and that's a fucking bitch to get over. Number 4 of 5. Telltale.
Ooh, boy.
This is an interesting one.
This is an interesting one because I haven't played like one of the newer games in like I haven't played a new game from them in a long time. You know,
I can't remember the last one I played. Might have been the first season of Batman.
I kind of want to look at their list of games real quick. Let's see, Telltale games.
But of course, they had their issue where they they were dissolved and then they came back and then they've put out something and they're about to put out another thing. Did Wolf Among Us 2 come out?
No, we got pushed to next year.
Oh damn! Fuck man, that game's taking forever. They're about to put out a game this year.
Mm-hmm. I think the last new one that I played, and it wasn't even when it came out, was Batman. Because I didn't play The Walking Dead final season.
I never finished season 2 of Walking Dead.
I never played the season 2 of Minecraft Story Mode. I never played Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nope.
I did not. I played the first episode of A New Frontier, which was like the third one.
Walking Dead?
Mm-hmm. Walking Dead, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't play that. I played the first episode of Game of Thrones. I think the thing with Telltale is there's a lot of mid there. But the ones that bang, fucking bang.
Wait, hang on, there's a second Batman Telltale season?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, that's not the one that I played. I played the original season.
Yeah. No one
did not play Enemy Within.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, we were on the same page that you were spinning the one with Catwoman and the fucking.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Enemy Within is what, Joker?
Yeah, and they've got like a weird, fresh take on Joker. People who played it liked it, but I don't know. Some reason I didn't.
I liked the Joker character we had in the Telltale, like the first one. Like how he was clearly supposed to be the Joker, but he just wasn't out in the wild until we got him released basically in the Telltale Batman game.
Because in season 2 is all about Joker, and it's very much clearly like a Joker origin thing, where he's
because
he's developing into Joker.
Let's see, Telltale.
And I don't remember Joker being in season 1.
Whenever you're locked in Arkham,
yeah,
there's that guy who like helps you, and he's supposed to be the Joker. He's got the green hair and.
Oh, okay, all right. It must have. That was probably like a end of episode 3 or 4 tease for the next one.
Oh yeah, because I think his name is Jack.
Yeah, his name's Jack. Yeah, but we're getting too deep in the weeds on this, man. But make a choice.
Sorry.
Make a choice.
Sorry. Yeah, unfortunately, as much as I love Telltale games, I think they're over.
They're absolutely overrated. Walking Dead season 1 was great. Tales from the Borderlands is fantastic.
Walking Dead season 2 is great.
Huh?
Walking Dead season 2 is also great.
I didn't finish it. Batman was great, the first one at least. But then there's just a lot of mid, man. I don't think Wolf Among Us was good. I think that one was boring. I thought that one. It started strong and then got really boring, like episode 3 or whatever. And also the Telltale did a thing where like their first thing blew up, and then they were doing too much at once. They were doing a Guardians, and they were doing a Borderlands, and they were doing a Batman, and they're doing a Game of Thrones, and they're doing the Minecraft, and they're doing all these fucking things, and they lost their identity, and the quality started suffering. Gotcha. Batman was a fucking mess, technically. The story was fun,
it was.
But that last episode barely fucking ran.
Yeah.
And so Telltale had potential for greatness and was mismanaged, in my opinion. But
wasn't that whole thing was around the time when they were dissolving, was like right when they were releasing Batman and Walking Dead season 3.
They were getting through Batman. They were in Batman 2, and they finished. Yeah, it was that last season of Walking Dead that they were like finishing, and they made it like to like episode 2 or 3 of that, and then there was a finals, or did the final season come out later?
The final season came out in 2019.
Oh wow, okay, yeah, so that's a more recent thing. All right, so that must have been like a hey, we're coming back.
And there was only 4 episodes instead of the usual 5.
Yeah. Or maybe the final season was their last thing. Who knows? But, yeah, Telltale is fine. They are fine. They put out okay games. Mechanically not interesting games at all, but narratively very interesting games when the writing is good. And the writing is not always superb. I don't think it ever gets bad, but it's never like, oh my god.
Sure.
Or it's rarely, oh my god, I should say. You know, there's a couple examples of like, these games bang. And then there's a lot of examples of like, if you want.
Yeah.
Final on the list, Phil, Insomniac.
I gotta say under. I fucking love Insomniac.
Fuck you mean you got to say under?
I have to. I'm a shooter for Insomniac, dude. Don't talk shit.
Expound.
Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Oh, you've named their two most popular franchises that are underrated in what world?
No, if we're being non-biased, I think we'd probably say over. Just because I feel like those two IP are really their only like major, and they have. I think overall they when it hits harder than it misses when it misses.
That's
for
true.
Me.
That's true. Their highs are higher than how low their lows go.
Yeah.
Like they have a couple of lows, but they're not that bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of like how we talked about it a little bit in the games cast about how we feel that more of their stuff hits than not.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Even it like I think it's pretty clear the PS3 generation is probably their weakest generation.
Probably.
Of titles. But not too many bad ones in there at all. People like Resistance.
I don't know.
People like the Ratchet games.
I don't know how popular of a take that is. Because people fucking there's a group of people out there. I don't know how big, but they might not just be very very vocal. That they say that the PS3 generation of Ratchet is the best generation of Ratchet there is.
No.
Not
at
that's
all.
what I've heard. I have not me.
No.
I think PS2.
The original trilogy, even though I don't like 3, but the original trilogy is the best. I would argue the era they're in right now, from the remake up to Rift Apart, is better than what we got on PS3.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I definitely. I mean, I don't know about the remake as much because I liked.
Remake plays great.
Yeah.
Have your feelings about the story all you want, but that's the type of Ratchet game that I want. Is
at least how it plays. Yeah.
Open level design, go down 1, 2, 3 paths in whatever order you want. Jump around in the planet order.
Because I liked Crack in Time a lot. I know you didn't play it.
No.
I still need to play Tools of Destruction, and then I have no plan on playing Quest for Booty or Into the Nexus. I mean, I tried to start Into the Nexus. It ran weird.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm
and those games are like, you know, like Ratchet lost a lot of its luster on the back end of the PS3 generation. Like the back end of the PS3 Insomniac games, like people really don't care about, but like except for maybe Resistance 3. I think people do say Resistance got better as it went on. Never played it. Or I played the first game for a couple of hours. Like I rented it and I was like, this is cool, but whatever. It was very brown. And then, but
how was that whole era though?
I mean, PS4 Insomniac or even Xbox One with like Sunset Overdrive. I've never personally played it, but people say it's criminally underplayed.
I didn't finish it.
Yeah, but people love that game. Ratchet and Clank remake, Song of the Deep, Spider-Man, and then it starts dipping into the PS5 generation, but Spider-Man Miles Morales. Those are fucking bangers after banger. You know? Like, they don't miss. They don't fucking miss. They haven't missed since PS3. And like, they're always willing to experiment, change up the formula. If you have to make me pick one, I guess they're overrated because none of their games are like 10s, even though people love them so much. But it's like, no, I think everybody's on the same page. Like,
this is the only one that I think we would have to do like the Connor cop out and say properly rated.
Right. Yeah. Like if you make me pick one, they're overrated. But if I can say properly rated, they are properly rated.
Right.
And I feel like we're about to get something crazy with Spider-Man 2, man.
Spider-Man
I feel
2.
it in my gut. I feel it in my gut. We're about to get
feel it in my
crazy.
jellies.
Yeah.
For sure.
And hopefully Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine. I'm excited for, as much as I can be for how much they've shown us. Like just the idea of playing as Wolverine is exciting to me.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's just like that. Like, you immediately have an idea in your head of what Wolverine should play like, and then you have, an idea of what Insomniac games are, and you're just like, peanut butter and jelly right there, put them together, classic.
It's funny. What was that? What was that Marvel top-down like tactics game?
Midnight Suns.
Midnight Suns. It's gonna be like playing as Wolverine in that game, and it's not even hands-on. Is fun.
Yeah.
Imagining like playing, like actually controlling Wolverine and like moving around and like being all ferocious and slicing and dicing, sounds infinitely more fun.
My only thing for Wolverine that I like, my pie in the sky thing, is just give me an hour or two where Spider-Man's there. Yuri's Spider-Man is there. Just give me, I don't know, 2 hours. For whatever reason, he's there. We run up, we hang out with him, and then we leave. And we often do our own thing.
We've talked about it a couple times, but do we get any teases for, I'm gonna say 2 names here in Spider-Man 2. Do we see any teases for 1, Wolverine?
Maybe, not likely.
Like maybe like a news headline or something?
Oh, like in a newspaper, like, man goes crazy, eviscerates bar or something.
Yeah, like crazy bar fight in Canada or something like that. I don't know.
Dismembered bar, or bar fight
Patrons.
leads to mass dismemberment or something.
Yeah. Like I could see them doing something like that.
That would be cute.
Like, and then second name, Daredevil.
No
Daredevil.
No. And I'm like, not like because like Spider-Man 1 had like references to Doctor Strange and the Avengers and stuff like that. I'm not talking that. Like there might be something like that. There might have even been a Daredevil reference in there somewhere. I just don't remember.
Like Murdoch and what's it? Nelson and Murdoch.
Nelson and Murdoch. Yeah, that's like a place you could take the photo of or something like that.
Yeah.
No, like do we see a Daredevil on screen or a reference that is like directly to Daredevils out there doing stuff? No.
To Matt Murdock? No.
If anything, you take another picture of Nelson and Murdoch. Right. Yeah. Yeah. That'll be it. I'll be like shocked if there's even like a Better Call Saul styled advertisement of Nelson and Murdoch. That would be cool, but
that would be awesome.
That would be really cool, but I don't think it's happening.
But like, what if this is just like, this is us just talking?
Because also, there's nothing
out, right?
There's nothing Daredevil lined up right now, right? Like, we don't have a Daredevil game happening, right?
I don't think so.
To Google.
I would love an Insomniac Daredevil game.
Yeah, that's another one that makes sense. Daredevil needs a video game. Has there ever been a Daredevil video game? Daredevil.
I think that wasn't there like a Ben Affleck movie tie-in game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't know anything about it.
I never played it. But what if there's a scene where, like, I don't know, someone's in jail and we have to go like bail them out, and then walking by we see a guy with the black sunglasses and a stick, like,
that'd be funny,
right?
That'd be funny. That would be funny and cute. I'd like that, but I doubt it. Man, I mean, there's just no.
Like, I'm talking the style of cameo, in Miles Morales when you have the science fair flashback and you pass by Dr. Octavius and Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's something like that where we accidentally like bump into Matt.
Once we do that, we're too big for our britches.
Yeah.
Like, games are hard to make, they're super expensive, and take a long ass time to make. The fact that Insomniac is juggling Spider-Man and Wolverine is insane. And the fact that there's a rumored third game happening is insanity. insanity. And I think we can pretty much agree that third game is not going to be a Daredevil game.
I was about to make the joke, like third game multiplayer Daredevil, where you like, I don't know, play as the fist or the hand rather, not the fist, right? It's the hand.
It is, yes, it's the hand because
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles is the foot. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got like Elektra, you got I think was his name Nobu, the big guy, and then the random like ninja guys.
I think so. Yeah. Is there a Ninja Turtle game happening that sounds cool? Isn't there? Pretty sure there is.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did something with like the new movie coming out.
No, well, they're not going to be related or whatever. But I
Right.
swear to God, I feel like we covered it on the podcast that like a new Ninja Turtles game is happening.
I would love that.
That's got, yeah, because it's got that what is it called? Like Ronin's Revenge or some shit, where it's like like all the turtles are dead except for one. And
oh, wow. Yeah, isn't it you like play as Raphael?
that is not the turtle who is the turtle in the comic, because it's based off of a comic, and they hide his identity the entire time until the end.
Oh, okay. Huh.
So, but anyways, yeah, there's that.
Okay.
Underrated, overrated is fun because we should get to talk about games and the studios and their lineage and stuff. It's a good time.
Right. Yeah, beloved TMNT graphic novel The Last Ronin is becoming a video game.
The Last Ronin, that's what it's called. Okay, who's making it? Do you know? Does it say? I forget.
It says it's inspired by big action RPGs like God of War. Let me see if it says the studio.
Game in development, graphic novel, Polygon reports.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. All right. Well, this could be fucking anybody. Another one that sounds right up Insomniac's alley, but probably not.
Yeah.
Would be cool in the Devil May Cry guys' hands. DMC.
Yeah.
Some Capcom.
Yeah,
Capcom.
that would be cool. That'd be cool.
Trying to think who else could do it. I don't know. Bunch of people. I will say, Phil.
Did you ever play? Go ahead.
Oh no, finish your thought because you're still on that topic. So.
Yeah. Did you ever play the TMNT game that was on like PS2 and GameCube, and it was based off of like the animated movie by the same name, just called TMNT?
I might have. It sounds familiar, as like a movie tie-in game. I might have played that one. There's a couple of Turtle games that I played as a child that I have no real recollection of. I just have fragments of memories in.
I played the shit out of the GameCube one.
So
TMNT.
I'll say right now, I have not like played enough to have an opinion about it, but I have loaded up Disney Illusion Island, and I played around with it for about 30 minutes. Charming as hell.
Yeah.
Jumping doesn't feel as good as I want it to, but maybe it's just because it's different, so maybe I just need to acclimate to it. But charming as hell, and I'm excited to dive in more. It's one of those things. I'm a big Goofy guy. I like Goofy a lot. So I was like, I'm gonna play as Goofy. That sounds fun. But then like everybody gets like their own unique double jump, and I'm like, God damn, fucking, like Goofy just gets a pepper, and he just brings out this giant pepper and squeezes it, and the pepper like boosts him forward from like gas or something. It's really weird. But everyone else is like pretty like traditional. Like Mickey's got a jetpack. Minnie like rides on a paper airplane or something, and Donald Duck has a rocket or like a firework.
Oh,
and
okay.
It's funny because like they're dealing out the double jumps to each player because it could be up to 4 players or whatever.
Right.
And Donald gets his last because he goes, "What about me?" And they go, "Oh right, you the sailor. Okay, here's a rocket." And he goes, "Those explode. All right, now go have fun on your adventure." He goes, "You didn't clarify if this thing explodes." Like, and I'm like, all right. The game is funny. The game's got some good jokes in it.
You know, what'd be really funny is if that's a reference to Kingdom Hearts.
Does it blow up?
Because no. So there's a move in, I don't know if it's in 1, but I know there's one in Kingdom Hearts 2 that's one of his limits, and it's called Duck Flare. and he basically like summons a bunch of rockets that fucking go through and make someone explode.
Yeah.
And it looks like a bunch of firework rockets.
Phil, we've gone long here. We're about to cross 55 minutes.
Sorry. I mean, we can go ahead and close out on that mini game, and we can go to mine.
Yeah, I've been waiting for you to move on for 10 minutes.
No, I'm sorry. We're just shooting the shit. We're doing the piggy bank thing. We're talking. So Tavin, kind of like similar to what Connor did for me, when you weren't here. He had a 20 questions put together where he thought of a game, and I had to ask questions and try to guess what the game was. So that's what I'm going to do for you. I have picked out a game.
There you go.
Luckily, I forgot it for a second, but then I remembered it. What I had spun on the wheel for you. So now we're going to be doing every 5 questions you ask. Afterwards, you guess, and if you get it, we move on. I'll have a second game in mind since that's a little short, you know. And then if you don't get it, we'll just continue on, and that's how you play 20 questions, kids.
Okay.
Yes or no questions. They have to be yes or no questions. I should say that.
Got you. I will start with is it story focused or known for its story?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. So it's a multiplayer game?
No.
Okay. It came out in the last 10 years.
Yes.
Interesting. That's 3 questions. 10 years. It's a single player game?
Yes.
Came out in the last 10 years. Is it a From Software game?
Yes.
All right. Well, that brings us down. Well, that's 5 questions. So now we're down to 5.
First guess.
I'm gonna get what?
First guess.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Bloodborne.
It is not Bloodborne.
All right. I mean, I could just it'd be faster for me to just fucking list out the franchises. Is it Dark Souls?
It is not Dark Souls.
Is it Elden Ring?
It is not Elden Ring.
Is it Sekiro?
It is Sekiro.
There we go.
You say so. I know it's a story, quote unquote, focus game, but it's not known for its story. That's kind of where I was having trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sekiro is also the harder one because that one's more focused on its story than the other ones are.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you don't buy a From Software game for stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna do one more game for you since that was
Sure.
a little short. Let's see.
And we're spinning the wheel right now, and then we're gonna have
sure
our new
am.
game. I've got a bunch of text messages to answer when we're done with this.
All right. I have the game.
Okay. I'm gonna go down that same
exact thing. Yep.
I'm gonna go down that same line of thinking. Is it story focused?
Yes.
Okay. Does it have single player and multiplayer?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I let me walk it back. I'm gonna say it's not story focused.
All right. But it's got single player and multiplayer.
It has single player and multiplayer, yes.
Is it from the last 10 years?
Yes.
Not story focused from the last 10 years. Or not necessarily story focused from the last 10 years. Single player and multiplayer.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask again, is this a FromSoft game?
No.
Okay, great. Is it associated with any specific platform?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe that's 5 questions.
Yes. Single player and multiplayer, not necessarily story focused, associated with a specific platform from the last 10 years. Not a FromSoft game. Single player and multiplayer from the last 10 years. Is this... Now, you're using the wheel we use for Game Club. And I'm asking a game rules thing. You are just taking the title as is, yes? You're not like... Because we have the rule of like, hey, we're going to kind of follow the order of release or whatever. Like where it's important.
I'm taking the title as is.
Title as is, okay. Because it can't be like a Halo Infinite, because that's not on the list. Halo 2 is currently on the list.
Correct.
So, is that... I mean, this would be wrong of you to say that, but is this Red Dead Redemption?
No.
Yeah. Is it an exclusive game?
Yes.
Okay. Is it on PlayStation?
No.
Is it on Switch?
Yes.
Okay.
I think you have one more before another guess.
Is it exclusive PlayStation Switch? So I should have two more.
No, because you said before that you had asked. Fuck, there was another one that you'd asked. You asked if it was Red Dead Redemption?
Oh, that's counting as one of my... Oh, okay, got you. Switch title, last 10 years, single player and multiplayer. Has a story, but not like story focused, because you walked it back. Is this no, because that's not fuck. Has single player and multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a Nintendo mascot franchise?
Yes.
Okay. Is the... I'm trying to even think of what I'm doing too much, and I'm thinking about what's on the list.
Mm-hmm.
This is question number 10.
This is guess number 2. You've done 10 questions. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is question number 11.
Well, it's the second guess. It's not technically question number 11. It's the second.
But you counted the guess of Red Dead Redemption as a guess.
Yes, because you used it in one of your question slots, basically. Like it was supposed to be the next question, but you guessed a game.
You said every 5. I asked 5 questions. You said guess a game. And then I asked 4 questions, and you said guess a game. And I said, but I should have one more. Oh, and you said you asked about Red Dead Redemption.
My bad. I think okay, so ask one more question then, because I think I thought you had guessed another game before Red Dead Redemption.
This fucking guy. This fucking guy, ladies and gentlemen, can't fucking count.
Look, it's not that I didn't count. It's I counted. I just thought you guessed another game.
Is this Mario Kart?
No.
Okay. Is this Super Smash Brothers?
No.
Okay. Multiplayer and single player makes it tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Does this multiplayer include like joining lobbies or having other players run around with you?
No.
Okay. So this is multiplayer of like leaderboards, like chasing ghosts type version of multiplayer.
Yes.
So is this Super Mario Odyssey?
It is Super Mario Odyssey.
There it is. Okay. All right. Yeah. You tripped me up with the because of
Tavin,
the balloon.
you're forgetting one other thing.
What's
you're forgetting one other thing in Mario Odyssey. You can play as Cappy.
Oh, like a player 2 can play as
co-op,
Cappy,
yeah.
is what you're saying. Okay.
Yep.
I guess. Sure. Yeah.
It's multiple players.
Yeah, but that's a dumb co-op mode. It's a really
it
like.
I did not say it was good multiplayer.
No. Yeah. You're not incorrect, but yeah, it's like whatever. All right. Very fun. That's fun. It's a bit of a brain scrambler.
Yeah. We have the me and Connor were talking about how we need to think of like really hard games if we do this like with two of y'all bouncing back and forth and operating off of like basically two forms of information. So we got to think of like really hard ones if we're gonna do that with multiple people, which I like the idea of trying.
Yeah.
So. Well, all right. Well, Tavin, thank you so much for joining me for this very special episode of the Piggy Bank sans Connor. You know, gentleman, gentleman, gentleman. You're gonna be my best man. I really appreciate you hanging out and playing mini games with me and talking about video games and shooting the shit. And I also appreciate you guys watching this video. Please make sure to comment what you think. Give us an idea for a mini game. I don't know. What do you think might be fun for us to do? What do you think? What do you think those studios are overrated or underrated? Like, are we wrong? Tell us. We're probably not. To be honest, probably not wrong.
Are we ever? You know?
No, never ever once been wrong.
Breath of the Wild mid game.
No, that one you are wrong. We as a channel, me and Connor, since we're the 2 out of 3, we overwrite you. So, thank you guys again so much for watching. Please make sure to check out all of our links in the description. And Tavin, let's go ahead and just say goodbye.
Goodbye.